All right, good morning, everyone. Happy Friday to our Chord Academy and our All Access group. Let me make sure we are live. Awesome. Let me stop this track. We're going to have a lot of fun today. We're going through the iMusicAcademy Family Songbook. Let me say hello to everybody. 1 second. All right, let's see who's on first. Dave P. Guys, Dave's up really early this morning. Dave, good to see you. I just want to make sure I turn my fireplace on, my fake fireplace. T-Man, what's up, Dad? Good to see you. Awesome. T-Man's in the house. Dave's leaving on a plane. Not today. Vicky, good to see you this morning. What's up, Rick? The Gandalf of iMusicAcademy, all-knowing. The leader of the group. Dave P., Rick. Let's see who else. All right, what a good group. So, guys, I want to make sure that this is a live all access thing. As a reminder, yesterday, I was off. I was at a staff retreat, and had a really good time hanging out with a bunch of people. And today's lesson is kind of a combined lesson between All Access and Chord Academy. So, a couple things to our Chord Academy. I sent you guys the iMusicAcademy Songbook as well. And for our YouTube community, our YouTube members, I put Akshay's Blues, just one of the PDFs from the book, inside the membership area. So make sure you click on that. We're going to go over Akshay's Blues. And just like always, everyone at iMusicAcademy who is a member of one of the academies gets your own song eventually. And so for those of you who are a little bit newer, just know that your song is coming. As Dave is leaving on a plane, can attest to that. All right, good morning again. Let's dig in with one of these. Well, actually, we're going to go through a couple of these things. So make sure that you know when you got your email today, I sent this out to Chord Academy and to All Access. I just put the book in the email, but it is also in our master folder with all the weekly lessons. So make sure you check that out. And if somebody can put that you got the book in the email, that'll help me know, because it was kind of a big file. I want to make sure that everybody has access to that. We're actually going to update the book as well, because we have new members, and I always want to make sure we're adding to the Family Songbook. All right, here we go. Let me pull up the Family Songbook. And it feels so good to be back and hanging out with you guys. For the next 30 minutes, we're going to be going over all of these fun songs. All right, here it is. So Akshay's Blues, we're going to actually use the jazz changes here. So we actually have more changes than, like, we're going to do the jazz changes this morning. So our standard jazz trio voicings. And just know that Akshay's Blues, though, as it was written, it was like C for days, and then F, and then G13. So it's written with our trio voicings 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 4 and 1 and 2. So you get this little rhythm of 1 and 2, and we're doing like a short, even though it's written 1 and 2 and 3, like a long short, we're going to go short, because I like that feel for this morning and this particular song. Everybody say hey to Vance, who is a proud elite member of the YouTube community. Vance, I need you to double check inside the membership area. I put Akshay's Blues, and I put it for all levels, so I want to make sure you guys get that in the membership area. It was a post that I sent, and it's a link that'll take you right to Akshay's Blues. Vance, good to see you. Vance has his virtual coffee, which I love. All right, here we go. Let's dig in to have some fun with the music. So the first thing is ba-da-bum-bum. That's sort of the theme of Akshay's Blues. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2. Ba-da-bum-bum. And then you're going to go up to the minor third. So you go 2, 1. Vance says, go elite or go home. I love that, because we're really getting this idea of the triad. Good morning, Hugh. The bookends of iMusicAcademy, always on at the beginning, the middle, and the end. Good to see you, Hugh, and love you interacting in the chat. All right, let's keep the chat going. I want you to put all kinds of things, like what you've been practicing, what you got going on. It could be fun, life updates, anything. Okay, so I like the way, again, that you guys check on each other, too. You're so encouraging to each other. 2 and 3. Ba-da. Then you do blues scale. Blues scale. Let's do that again. play it with different articulation, however you want. You can mix up the rhythm. You could just go 2 and 3 and 4 again. All right, let me stop that just for a second. Now, who loves the simplicity of that song? Right? You have that bo-do-dang-dum. I love the idea of the tritone. I know Vance likes the idea of the tritone as well. And you have this idea of 2, 3, 5 with the octave. That's another thing you're doing. You could practice your octave, your blues scale fingering of the octave. Da-da-da-da. And all those notes are going to work. And notice that it does the 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Yeah, Vance likes that, the simplicity of that. Hey, I need to ask a quick Vance question. So Vance took one of our etudes and he put ragtime to it, which is going to make my dad really happy, and did a really awesome job, and even it sounded better than whenever I play it. So Vance, do you have that in MIDI form? It sounds like it could have been MIDI recorded, and if that's the case, let me know in the chat, because what I would like to do is I would like to get your version for our students. I think that would be really cool to do. I mean, I will transcribe it if I have to, but it sure would be a lot easier. But I thought your version is really nice of the etude from your sort of ragtime style. All right, so yeah, the tritone's a great thing. In fact, I was practicing something related to the tritone the other night. What was I doing? Oh, I was practicing, what's the name of that? I See a Pattern Blues with the tritone. Let's actually do that. 1, 2, 3. So we have. That's not it, but I'm going to show you how you practice this tritone. All right, I See a Pattern Blues goes. Right here. I see the blues scale and I know that it is just what I need. The blues scale and I know that it is just what I need. That's actually a really, really good song to practice. It's a song, yeah, it actually has lyrics, but the idea of, yeah, I See a Pattern Blues. Did I send that inside the membership area for the YouTube community, Vance? I See a Pattern Blues. The more I play, I see a pattern, the pattern. I see the blues scale and I know that it is just what I need. The more I play, I see a pattern, a pattern. I see the blues scale and I know that it is just what I need. The blues scale starting on C. Come learn the pattern with me. I see the blues scale and I know that it is just what I need. You got to put lyrics in there somewhere, you know. I see the blues scale and I know that it is just what I need. Yeah. All right. So Vance is going to verify whether or not it's in the YouTube membership, but I know Chord Academy and All Access have it. I see a pattern, a pattern. I see the blues scale and I know that it is just what I need. The more I play, I see a pattern. C blues scale coming down. I see the blues scale and I know that it is just what I need. The blues scale starting on C. Come learn the pattern with me. I see the blues scale and I know that it is just what I need. So you take a song like that and then you put Achet's blues with it. Here we go. Now, even the idea of hanging around these two different ideas, you have the more I play, I see a pattern, which is just C blues, right? And then you have it that goes up to the minor third, which is really nice, but also this idea of the tritone, which we use all the time in all of our Oscar Peterson type licks, whatever. We're hanging around this tritone. And I want you to get used to that sound, but also when I practice things like this, where I'm using different notes that you can use, flat 7, 6, flat 6. It's just a great thing to get that octave, right? That octave down. And all those notes that will work really awesome for your blues playing and your jazz playing. But this idea of, which is a part of Acshay's blues, is going to get those fingers going. And also just the idea of reinforcing once again the 5-note blues pattern. So if I'm up a half step and I go, right, you have the Acshay's blues. Okay, so same kind of thing. You get in those patterns and then you get the blues scale. I see the blues scale and I know that it is just what I need. Same thing, but now you're in D flat. So by learning these little patterns, you start to get your blues scale down in different keys so that you get some comfort as you're improvising. All right, let's turn on the track and let me check the chat actually and see how everybody's doing. You love the tritone. Vance says no way. Yeah, you don't think so on the chart? Let me just do this really quickly here. We got to do a little housekeeping here. I want to make sure that you guys have that chart. So it'll only take a second. In the meantime, tell me how you feel about this tritone and this this lesson on Acshay's blues. All right, I've got to go to our folder. Let's just look at for this. We're gonna go, I see a pattern blues. Let's try that again. I see a pattern. Oh, there it is right there. Okay, now I'm going to take that and I'm going to put it in the folder. Give me 1 second. Working away here. So I'm going to go to our drive and then YouTube members. All right, 8/22 Family Songbook. 1 second, everyone. I see a pattern blues is now in that folder. That's step 1. The next thing I'm going to do almost there. All right, here's what I'm going to do. Keep both files, upload. Let me just go to this file. I see a pattern blues. I'm going to share this. Restricted. Anyone with the link, copy the link. Now, if you are a member of any academy, or you just happen to be on this live, you're not a member of anything right now, just click on it. You're going to have it. All I ask you to do is to let me know in the chat if you get this. You don't have to do anything. You just download it right now. It's the Google Drive is ready to go, and all you do is click on I See a Pattern Blues. All I ask you to do is, if you're not a member of any academy, just to download it and then let me know that you got it in the chat. All right, here we go. We'll see if anybody does that. I'm looking for some people who are not members of any academy just to let me know that they got it. All right, I see a pattern blues. Let's just go over this because this is relevant and important. The more I play, I see a pattern, a pattern. I see the blues scale and I know that it is just what I need. The more I play, I see a pattern, a pattern. I see the blues scale and I know that it is just what I need. And then it's the blues scale starting on C. Come learn the pattern with me. I see a blues scale. Oh, it actually has the walkout. I see the blues scale and I know that it is just what I need. So you can do quarter notes. The more I play, I see a pattern, a pattern. I see the blues scale and I know that it is just what I need. The more I play, I see a pattern, a pattern. I see the blues scale and I know that it is just what I need. The blues scale starting on C. Come learn the pattern with me. I see the blues scale and I know that it is just what I need. You can go eighth notes. And what you're doing is you're reinforcing that one there you're doing solo piano, but also just the blues scale and getting comfortable with that and going up to that minor third is always a really nice thing. You know, from Blues Volume 1, we have the top half of the blues scale, right? So you have your blues scale and you're doing your thing, and then you come up to the top. You have those notes that give you that tension on the top of that minor third. Okay, now it's 8:21. We're going to go over Achet's Blues one more time, but then we're going to explore a few more of the tunes inside the family songbook. All right, nobody has let me know that they have downloaded it yet, but let me just refresh just to make sure. All right, and make sure you like this video if you're enjoying this content as well. All right, here we go. Let me turn on the track and let's do Achet's Blues one more time and then we're going to go to another song. So basically we're going to put it together here. We're going to play a little bit of Achet's Blues. And here's your blues. I see a pattern. All right, now that should give you an idea of how just to explore and have fun, right? Just play those ideas over and over one more time. George, what's up? All right, George got the book. George is a proud member of our Chord Academy, and George got his book. And George, also make sure you download the I See a Pattern Blues, which I know you probably already have. Good to see you, George. All right, let's go through another song. So let's do, we have about 9 minutes left. Let's do You don't know Jack. That's one of them. There's Dad's Blues. That's a ragtime feel right there, which we're going to do Dad's Blues soon. Let's do a little bit of Peter's IMA Gum Blues. So it starts off with the blues, several blues licks, and has some really nice little triad things at the end. Let's just remember how that goes. Hold up a second. Can't remember how it ends. Let's try that again. Oh, 1, 2, and ready, go. B and 4. Pattern blues. All right, now a couple of things on that. That's definitely has some Oscar Peterson type things in there and some simple blues licks, but then it gets down to the triads, which is more likely to be like on a solo blues. But I think it might be written for solo piano. Let me see what I did there. 1 second. Let me find the actual song. Yeah. Oh, never mind. That's actually written kind of a Latin feel. So. And at the end. That kind of thing. All right, let's see what else we have in here. I love that. There's Dad's Tea Leaf Blues. Let's see what else. And our iMusic Academy has definitely grown since we originally did this songbook. We keep adding to it. We've done so many extra songs that aren't even in there. Claire de Blues. Dave W's Jazzy I May Blues. Let me just look. Let me give you one more idea of something to practice. All right, I think I know which one. Oh, there's Dave's Leaving on a Plane for solo piano. Is Dave still in the building? Ian's 4 on the 4 blues. Peter's Gumbo Blues. Dad's Blues. P. Giddy's Blues. You don't know Jack. I like that. Jack Shays. David M's Momentum Blues. Hugh's Sneaky Blues. All right, I like that. All right, so Hugh has his own Sneaky Blues. So it goes like this. This idea of major third, and it goes right back to the major third, and then it goes to the flat 7. Da 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 da. 2 and 3, and then same thing on the third of F. Then we have even that right there, everyone. I'm trying to show you little tidbits from each family songbook tune because they all teach you something. Like this right here from Hugh's Sneaky Blues, it's showing you this idea of the third up to the 5th. What a great thing that you can go chromatically up there, and then if I want to, I can come down the triad. So think about any chord you're on, chromatically up to the 5th, and then you can go up to the flat 7. That's a nice sound, right? So 3 and 4 and da 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 da. There's that time I went down to the flat 7. All right, so let's do. Oh, there's Charity's Blues. Charity's No Blues Blues. Has a lot of 6 in there. Then you have Dean's List Blues, one of my favorite tunes right there, Dean's List Blues. Listen to this. Let's play a little bit of Dean's List Blues. Now, as I'm looking through this, and when you guys get down to your Dean's List Blues, I need to update the family songbook. Vicky, help me remember that one of the measures is kind of squished there, so we need to re-upload that PDF. I think this is just not the most current version. It has some of those updates, but listen to how cool this song is right here. One. Then does this little trill blues. What a great song, one of my favorites. So it's doing the same idea. Just hanging out there. And 1. Now it gives you a little flat 9 from the A7. Then all right, let's talk about that for a minute. How cool is that right there? Anybody else love that one as much as I do? Dave's still in the building. All right, Dave. Yeah, we might have to play Dave's song as well. But how fun is this idea of, right? That's G, A flat, A. So the 5th up chromatically to the 6th, and you end on the root as a nice little resolution. And you can just play that over pretty much the whole thing if you want to. But then it goes up to the octave, which is something we've been talking about, of going to the octave. And let me pull that part up again. I want to show you guys on Dean's List Blues where it does a little A7 thing, and then it goes. Right, it's got that C octave again, which we're working on our spacing, and then it gives you this little minor third bluesy kind of Oscar Peterson-ish kind of lick there. And then it starts back over with that. What a fun idea. Let's do that one more time, and then we'll do Dave's P and one other small little idea, and then we'll call it a day. 2, 1. You know what? I like for you guys just to wear out these ideas. And it works. Here we go. I could even go So that time I put at the very end, I see a pattern and I know that it is just what I need. Notice how we learn this idea. We learn these little simple ideas, and then we just start looping them over and over so it becomes a part of who we are, and then we just have fun and make up our own songs, right? What's up, Jeffrey? Everybody say, looks like you already done it. Say hey to Jeffrey, the most consistent man at iMusicAcademy. Jeffrey shows up for everything. Very thankful for Jeffrey. Okay, I keep going to these songs and I'm like, man, that's one of my favorite songs. And I do it for almost every one, but it's because these have such nice little melodies that we get into our playing, and I want you guys to really enjoy that. Okay, the next thing we're gonna do is we have two more little things we're gonna do. It's 8:33. Just give me another 7 minutes and we'll be good. All right, so I'm gonna pull up Songbook, and we've got Hugh. Wait, where is... Okay, we did a little bit of Hugh Sneaky Blues, but there are a few more. Okay, Ian. Ian's, it has this little 4 on the floor. So this idea of... So this has the minor third to major third. So So it actually has 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. So a little different thing. That's really fun, talking about the minor third to major third. Also, it has a little walking bass line. But this is the one I meant to pull up, is this idea of major third chromatically up. Remember, we just did that, but then it gives you a comping chord. So comping. 1 and 2 and 3, and it does the same thing on F, except for it goes to the flat 7, and back to E. And then to end the song, it actually does something that's really important. It goes, whatever root you're on, it goes minor third to major third, and then down the triad. And then does using those triads again for a fun little ending there. Okay, we're going to end with going over Dave's Leaving on a Plane as a reminder. This is the solo piano version. We also have the trio version. But Dave's Leaving on a Plane uses our pentatonic scale, right? And Dave P., you better be playing your song because it's becoming quite famous around here. Let's turn on the track and have fun with Dave's Leaving on a Plane. I just missed the first part. It's so much slower than the train, or faster than the train. Let me just go over the lyrics. But it's so much slower on the train. And then here we go. Dave's leaving on a plane. So even this is nice. Dave's leaving on a plane. You can repeat that again. It's so much slower, or faster on the train. They tried to tell Dave it's the same, but so much slower on the train. I tried my best to explain, yes I did, that Dave's leaving on a plane. It comes down almost the blues scale, but it goes pentatonic. And that's the sound that you occasionally want. Like these idea of pentatonic sound is different than having that flat fifth in there. So that's why Dave's Leaving on a Plane is really important. All right, let's do it again. And then I want to show you guys with the camera icon up there to click on. 2 and 3 and 4. It's so much faster than the train. 2 and 3 and 4, 1. They tried to tell him it's the same. It's so much slower on the train. I tried my best to explain. The Dave's leaving on a plane. And I would go 4, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then go 3, 2, 1. And go 4, 3, 2. Now right here I go 2, 3, 4. How about this? This is Dean's list. Tried my best to explain. So I'm combining two songs. All right, I hope there was a teaching moment in there. What a fun lesson. It's good to be back with you guys. All right, hey, Rick, good to see you, man. Awesome. TGIF. All right, guys, make sure you have fun with all this. And not one person told me that they downloaded the song I See a Pattern Blues. You guys have 1 minute to do that. If you haven't downloaded I See a Pattern Blues, now's your opportunity. You have 1 minute left to do that. All right, guys. Let me know if you did. I need somebody to put that in the chat. And if you enjoyed this lesson, let me know in the chat. Also, say goodbye to each other, and I'll see you in the next video. So we have Dave P. who checked in, Dad who checked in. Good to see you, Dad. Vicky to Rick to Dave P. Let's see, Vicky, T-Man, Dave P. Vance, of course. Good to see you, Vance. Good to see you, Hugh. Always checking in. Jeffrey checked in. George checked in. Awesome. Jeffrey, George, Rick, everybody, Hugh, awesome, and Vicky, of course. All right, guys, have a good one. I'll see you in the next video. Awesome. George got it. Awesome, George. All right, yeah, practice that I See a Pattern Blues. Just a fun way to get that blues scale under your fingers. And for my beginners out there, I would recommend practicing like Dean's List blues. That's a good one. Or Akshays, even if you do that. All right, Vance, good to see you.